Well, you saw it, Spoons. He was watching the same game as me. But I just had a chat with the match referee, just trying to find some sort of understanding as to what the process is. I mean, we only hope for consistency. That's all we could ask for. Whether it's when there's doubt in something, just be consistent across the board. I've noticed, especially with this particular umpire, it's been something that's, for me, it started in England, but yeah, it's frustrating, and God is so good. He gives you two opportunities to do two decisions, two caught behinds, two LBWs, and it seems like we come up on the sharp end of the stick all the time. So I just ask for consistency in the decision making.
So in your opinion, Shear was not out and Head was out yesterday?
No, I'm just saying, judge what you see. If you see the same thing and one is not out, and there's even more doubt on the other one, then you give it out. So again, I don't know what he's seen, but from the images that we've seen, the decisions are not fair enough for both teams.
And is there a formal protest in the making, or you're not going to go there?
You'll have to wait and see for that, I suppose. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that, as was said, but in all seriousness, some of us have very difficulty understanding the decisions, especially the one with Chase. The others were quite clear. Some of us are in a clear opinion as to if what was or was not up. But some of us don't have any understanding as to what happened regarding Chase. Could you explain?
Yeah, that's why I said I'm trying to understand the decision made. If in our opinion we saw the ball deviated onto the pad, and unless there's I don't know what's inside the third umpire, unless there's a super zoomer that gets it closer that we don't see on the replay, and that's what I'm trying to find out. And I've asked the match referee for a sit down. We all humans. Mistakes will be made. I just want fairness. And in 2025, I mean, I watched. So we've run out two guys in the 1975 World Cup. They had no DRS, nothing. We're in 2025, and you're supposed to have more correct decisions. That seems fair across the board, and that's all we ask for.
So just to clarify, you got the impression that the ball struck Chase's back first?
Yeah, that's what, when I spoke to Roston, he felt there was a nick, but there was no, because it had to be bat first from the replay, but just watching, and I'm trying to understand, maybe because the umpire put it out and there was not enough doubt to overturn it. So I'm like you, I'm just trying to understand the decision and the process in getting to the decision. So yeah, I'll probably definitely have a chat with everyone involved after this game.
Jack and then Andrew.
Coach, I don't know if you heard Mitch just then, but he said that they felt like there was a time he was out on the sneaker. Is that something that you could say?
Well, you see the spike. You wonder if it's ball hitting pad first or pad hitting bat. So again, there's so much to question. So yeah, when I went to school, I never did technology, so I don't have the real answer for you. But to me, and I'm pretty sure to most of you guys, it seemed like there was not enough fairness in the decision making, and that's why I don't want any player here to come and we know the rules, we know fines going all across the board. So I don't want them to focus on that. And what I've said to them, in spite of all the things that have gone against us, we're still in a position to win a test match. That's what we should focus on, and that's what we'll focus on, the things that we can control. Yes, we kind of shooting ourselves in the foot by dropping so many catches, but we've all look at the test match with everything that has we against our own selves, and some of these decisions, and we're still in a position to win. So that's what we're going to focus on.
How many would you be comfortable chasing tomorrow, do you think?
Beg your pardon?
How many would you be comfortable chasing tomorrow, do you think?
What's the score now? Avi, what's the score?
82.
82? I would love to chase 82. Somebody get a double hat trick or something. Yeah. But no, it's been an interesting test match. I must say, not going to Ireland, the process we put into getting Shamar Joseph ready, starting from him coming to Ireland. I must commend Ravi Rampal and the Avi is right here. When we looked at the series before Australia, the workload he put in South Africa A-team, building to the practice game in Australia and building into the test match. And we went back and checked the data and the loads that he put in. We had to replicate that. Because when he came to us in Ireland, we were all worried. But the plan we put in place for him to don't play the T20 series, go to the A-team, and make sure he got amount of overs, Ravi Rampal working with him, make sure they bowl 2 or 3 spells at practice just to prepare for the test series and to see him ran in and looked like he at his best. That was really good. And so have all the guys and the preparation that we've put into this, going into this test match. I'm not surprised about the results. Yes, we want to bat better, but yeah, I'm quite happy with how the things are going.
We have a couple of minutes. Andrew, Tom, Daniel, and Mr. Summer. So 5 more questions, one each.
You mentioned the drop catches. Daren, the camera zoomed in on you on the balcony when the second of those went down, clearly wearing it on your sleeve. Just what's it say about Shamar? He's had 5 now, I think, obviously in this game. He keeps coming in, he keeps trying his head there later in the day, still bowling 140. Just what's it say about his
It shows, well, you all saw it a year ago in Australia, in Brisbane. Was out of the test match, whatever magic potion Dennis Byam gave him, and came and won a test match for us, a historical test match. So we already knew the character that we have. But just to see him and Ravi Rampal keep asking him, to forget about it. But we also remember his what, four drop catches offer he's bowling 5. So that's the whole 5, and then he waits, he gets 4 and he can't, and needs one more, and his bowling partner gets 5. But it shows, everything that's, the work that he's put in, the character he's shown. That's why we love watching him play Test cricket.
Daren, what did you make of Sam Constant's innings today? There's been a lot of hype about the kid. Do you buy it?
Well, I think probably had 3 chances and still scored 5. That's correct. Like I heard Mitch said, it's been difficult for batters. Usman, really played on the back foot to the ball pitch. He adjusted himself in the first innings, and you could see the decision just to give himself more time on the back foot. Those stroke players, you can't really drive the ball on the up. And then if you're a normal stroke player, and then you have to switch and change your game. And when you get you don't get much in the first innings, then it's a confidence factor to be able to be brave and still go down your way. But again, credit to our boys. The plans that we had against the top order and the areas that the guys bowled at him, they made it very difficult. And that's Test cricket for you. And kudos to Shamar before the Test match started. He did say, he's ready for contests when they ask about him, and to get him out both innings, it shows the work that he put in and the areas he had to bowl. He executed very well.
Daren, sorry to double back with the umpire and stuff, but are you specifically referring to Adrian Holdscott with respect to the match also, and concerns about the way he shared the umpire?
Yeah, look, you don't want to get yourself in a situation where you wondering about certain umpires, like what is it? Is there something against this team? But when you see decision after decision, then it raises the question, and you don't want to go in a test match. I know he's here for the series. You don't want to go in a test match having that doubt. So I want to have that conversation as to the process, as to how things happen, so we could be all clear. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to be going into a test match wondering you're not trusting the umpires, and that's not what our team is about. So we're just looking for some clarity as to the decisions.
Is there, I don't know lots of all that kind of stuff, but 2 days of cricket, I think we will have completed in the numbers over so far in the game. The team you put together, are you happy how things have gone over the first 2 days?
We outbatted them? Okay, well, we batted 65 overs?
50.
Yeah, look, it's, as a batting group, when we've done our research, in the first innings, we've been averaging probably 65 overs. We've not improved on that because we only batted 65, but 63. Some of the areas that we've spoken about before the last Test Championships, we were scoring at probably 2.5, 2.6. So if we're going to bat less overs, try to find a way to score faster. And then, credit to the bowlers, 4 runs per over in the last Test Championship, and bringing it down. I think we were just over 3 in the first innings, and now 2.7. Then that balances the game. So yes, if we could get those last 6 wickets early up in the morning, put some pressure. We all know, chasing on the last day could be hard. So we got to limit them as much as possible. But yeah, I would love to see one of those guys who got the stats to go on. But we all know, how it came to a stop.
Daren, Shamar here. Daren, first, just a reflection, and then my question.
Yeah.
Shamar
Joseph.
Joseph, he is a natural leader. There's no question about it. You watch the body language. It reminded me of back in the days of the Holding Roberts, when they would go back to the Holding Park. He's businesslike. He can't get enough to come back again. And in addition to that, Seals mentioned it yesterday. He said he's look too young. The question I have, Daren, is when you look at the amount of catches, and nobody wants to talk too much about it, but I will.
What do you think?
I would hope so, but I'm asking.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna get a nice ball in. A nice one, not too angry, but yeah, for sure. We all know the old saying, catches win matches. And I mean, I've challenged my fielding coach. You know, I'm very involved in the slip catching. Again, you know, it's an attitude. You know, you must, the same way you practice your batting, your bowling, you know, fielding and catching becomes equally important. But, you know, down there is a skill. You know, catching that slip is a skill. As somebody who fielded there, it's a skill we constantly have to work on, put in time in it. And yeah, I looked at this. Shamar had what, 11 catches, dropping 200 overs last year, I think. It's not a good look. And when you're playing against the #1 team, you know, somebody made a joke. He said, I mean, Constance was already in Grenada. He batted for Grenada Test match. You know, the 2 drop catches. So we cannot be doing those things, and good teams will make you pay. So far, it's not been too costly, but this is something that cannot, in order for us to improve on the goals that we have for this team, this cannot continue. Our catching efficiency has to go up.
I did say one more, but Philip, as
Yeah,
the man you are, I'll give you the last one.
two questions.
No, just only one.
Philip, you're always trying to squeeze in something, man. Hold on.
Okay,
We'll give you a lift back.
the ICC is contemplating implementing 4-day test cricket. This game could end in 3 days. Is it realistic, especially in the Caribbean where pitches are sporting, for want of a better word? Techniques aren't great. Or would you support 4-day test cricket?
I don't make those decisions, but at the end of England, I think they gave the full Test Championship finish in 4 days as well. Yeah, so it went to the 50 early on the 50. Look, I mean, you get more results now. You know, more guys are playing T20 cricket, more shots being played. People want to score more runs, so that means they bring more chances for the bowling. You know, if you look at for 10 wickets fell today, 14 yesterday. But we must give credit. The bowlers have been spot on. You know, that is what Test cricket is about. You know, the first day, going into a day and a half, the wicket's supposed to favor the bowlers. We're so used to the flat tracks that anytime the wicket now gives a little assistance to the bowlers, we start saying is bad batting on a bad pitch. I thought Ken Crafton gave us exactly what we asked for.
So when Shea played, he got a joy at 10:41.
And everybody was shouting and they loved it.
So what did you think when you played that cover joy?
Well, if you notice, it was quite strategic. You know, we know Kensington Oval. You from here, after lunch on the second day becomes really good for batting. You know, and then the third day becomes excellent. You know, the amount of you know, tomorrow back in the day, Sukal and Lara would be batting, and Kensington would be full watching that. So again, both teams put the heavy roller on the surface. So whatever was there probably flattened out. You know, but again, you have the #1 bowling team, quality bowlers. West Indies matched their bowling, and it's been very difficult for the batsmen. So I wouldn't say it's a poor pitch. It's a great Test match cricket pitch.